We are at Midnight Walk and Talks. It's about 11:30. Hi. Haven't got Amber tonight. No. Come on, this way. Over here. Come on, this way. This way. Come on. Here. Now. Covie. Mollie, come. Now. Come on, this way. Come on, let's get going. Come on. Nutters. The only one that didn't spot that person there was Gracie. Gracie's normally the one to go and bark at people. She didn't spot the people there at all. I don't think so. Yep. Well, there you go. Right, so the topic for tonight's discussion. There's a few. I was just watching a movie called The Tomorrow War. It's the Amazon one. It's alright. Is it Christopher Pratt? I think his name is the one who's the main actor. The concept is okay, I suppose. What they should have spent more time on was the start of it, where basically you have all the left-wing agenda and your arguments going between both sides, saying, well, should we get involved? But basically, it's there's a game of football, Brazil versus. To be honest, I've got no idea who the other team is. Brazil is one of them. The other team is God knows. But anyway, Brazil versus God knows. And then some soldiers from the future suddenly come out of this pink sort of lightning thing onto the pitch and explaining how in 30 years' time the human race is going to be completely obliterated by these aliens. So yeah. One sec. Micky, leave it. No cans. Micky, no cans. Micky, leave it. No cans. Pick it up. Wait. Mousey. Mr. Mouse. Idiot boy. Get over here. So, yeah. So of course people are conscripted up to go and serve. And so, yeah. It's the concept isn't bad, but as I say, if they had spent more time on the beginning, just having all these people with their arguments and saying whether it's morally correct or incorrect, that would have been quite interesting, but they didn't do that. But there is a case now when you look at society with this anti-war brigade and all this sort of leftist lean, heavy lean upon societies. You know, would there be any resistance to any alien attack if there was an alien attack? Not really, no. Not until left out their way, because the aliens would only have to dress up or say that we're a different gender. And then, of course, the left would be right on their case, wouldn't they? Yeah. They just have to describe themselves as a minority in some way, whether it be gender, whether it be skin colour, whether it be whatever it be. And then the left would be completely on their side. You know, sod the humans. You know, let these aliens come in and eat us all. Yeah, we've got to think of the aliens, of course. Yeah. Ah, dear. Right, the point of tonight's discussion, more than that, is excellence. Yeah, excellence is an interesting point, because in the videos recently I've been talking about the Euros and about football, and you know, about how, even like the one earlier, about how Man United could, teams up Man United could look at getting the best out of their players, because if they play so well for international, why aren't they playing so well for club? So we're talking about excellence to a certain degree. So, I mean, you look at, you know, I've been looking at videos. There are certain videos, I think it's called OE Fitness. This bloke is Eastern European, I'm not sure exactly where he's from, but he does videos taking the mickey out of these people that use steroids. Generally speaking, they only have steroids in mainly their biceps and triceps, maybe their traps, but not their forearms, not their chest, not the rest, just those areas. And they look utterly and completely blinking ridiculous. He does those videos, but he also does videos of people that are complete morons in gym. try weight training, but try lifting stuff that's ridiculously heavy, and they're not doing it properly, or like somebody trying to do legs, but they're not even moving the weight at all. They're just moving their leg to make it look as if they're moving the weight. Yeah. Yeah. And so, it's it's quite humorous, because he puts his own little bit of humour onto the commentary, and so that's quite funny. But these are people who are cheating. They want to give the impression that they have big muscles, that they've worked in the gym and they've developed these muscles for years and years and years and years and years, and they've done none of the work. They've just brought steroids, but even then, they've not brought enough steroids to do the whole of their muscle range, so it's all even. They've just done a little bit on certain muscles, and they look absolutely ridiculous as a result. So, there you go. That's the issue with them. Some people want to cheat to try and get excellence. But when you try and cheat, you never actually get excellence, even if you look as if you might have achieved a bit of it. You haven't. It's fake. There's a lot of fake excellence, mate. Of course it is. Yeah. Well, that's why a lot of women use photoshopping on their Instagram images and stuff like that. I mean, there was what was the country? There's a country, I think it's a European country, who's now made a rule to say that any Instagram or any image put up on, whether it's Instagram or something like that, it has to be disclosed as whether there's been photoshopping used. By law, you have to disclose whether you've actually edited the image or not, and what you've really done to it, because there's too many people that are trying to live up to an image that's just impossible to live up to because it's Photoshop. So people are trying to attain to excellence but faking it, and that's a common thing. And it's understandable. It is understandable, because that level of excellence with regards to physical image, if you haven't got it, you can't get it. There's nothing you can do. Plastic surgery doesn't work. Generally speaking, plastic surgery is another way of faking it, and can often be an absolute horror when people do these sort of things. It's basically the same as using steroids. You've got to spend an absolute fortune if you want to have plastic surgery even looking slightly right. But you've got to go to a trustworthy, you've got to go to the best of the best of the best of the best of the best. So therefore you've got to be willing to spend an absolute fortune if you want a good job done. But even then, that plastic surgeon will say to you, you have no chance of looking like that person at all. They can make you look better by a little nip and a tuck there and that sort of thing, but they can't make you look like this person who you don't look like. They just can't do that. The con artist plastic surgeon will tell you they can make you look like that person, but the reputable ones won't do that. They won't say that because they know it's just not possible. You just can't do it. So there are people that try and fake it in that way. It doesn't work. But just, if you want to look at even weight training for example, if you want to be the next Arnold Schwarzenegger, you've got to be willing to spend all that time in the gym, all that energy, all that money on food. But let's take it to another extreme. If you want to be the world's strongest man, if you want to be the next Eddie Hall, or you want to be the next Stockman, then if you're starting off fairly small, tall but small, as in tall but fairly normal sort of build, you're going to have to train incredibly hard. You're going to have to eat a lot more food. That's going to cost money. Right? Eventually you're going to have to enter some competitions. You have to do reasonably well to get sponsorship. But even then, you have to train so incredibly hard. And the thing about it is, with training and with competitions, there's a very, very good chance you're going to injure yourself beyond the point where you can ever compete again, or ever train again to that degree. That's quite within the realm of possibilities. An awful lot of people that try and train to be the strongest men do have these sort of injuries, and their career in that way is gone. All the work they put in for all those years was for nothing. That is potentially going to be the case. Because some people just have the genetics to be able to do that other people don't. And you won't know. Unless you've got a lot of money where you can go and get a genetics test. And before you even start, do that, get a genetics test and have someone tell you whether you've got the right genetics for that, because they can. Well, if you're willing to spend the money, they can do that. Oh yeah, they can. Yeah. But if you've got money, you can get your child genetics done. So if you want your child to be a top athlete, you can get your child's genetics done to tell you whether or not, say if you've got a lot of children, say if you've got 4 kids, you want one of your children to be involved in athletics, you can get all of their genetics done, and you can basically get told by that what their genetics is designed for, basically what they're going to be good at because of their genetics. Are they going to be good at athletics? Are they going to be good at academics sort of stuff? Are they going to be good at, what does their genetics tell you? And then you can try and point them in the right direction for that. You could do that, yeah. But let's say you want to do that. Let's say you want to be the best piano player in the world. Right, or you've got a child who's interested in piano, you want that child to be the best piano player in the world. Okay? Basically, say goodbye to that child having a childhood. You're not going to have one. Basically, that child's childhood is going to be playing the piano. Because you listen to the best and the best and the best and the best and the best in the world tell you how they got there. They spent 80 hours a week training as a child. Yeah, they went for lessons, they practiced, they did all of this, and they spent hours upon hours upon hours upon hours upon hours practicing each week. Maybe not 80 hours, 40 maybe. But for a child, that's a lot of hours. See, the point of it is, if you want to just have your child do 20 hours, there's a child in another country that's doing 30. There's a child in another country that's doing 40. You're going to put your child through 20 hours of piano playing a week when your child has got no chance of being the best in the world because it's doing only half the hours that someone else is doing. Right? So if you're going to do it, then you're going to make sure your child does 50 hours because the other child's doing 40. Right? Yeah. It's crazy. It is crazy. It's crazy what parents are going to ask their children to do. Come here, this way. Chewie, Micky, come here, this way. Come on. Over here. There's still glass on the area, I would imagine. So therefore, let's try and keep them away from that as much as possible. That's the thing about excellence, isn't it? Yeah. And even excellence from a Christian point of view. You know, if you want to be excellent from a Christian point of view, you have to, well, what do you have to do? I mean, to be honest, nobody knows. Do they really? Nobody knows. There's a lot of things you could try to do. But the problem is, even those things you could try to do, there's no guarantee that it'll work, because what you're supposed to be doing. If you can learn what you're supposed to be doing and learn that quickly enough and then do it, then you'll be fine. You know? But there's a lot of people who spend hours and hours and hours religiously, you know, reading the Bible, religiously praying, doing all the religious stuff, but they don't have a relationship with God. But they spend the time. They put the time in, they put the effort in, but they don't have a relationship with God because they don't put an effort in the right way. And so therefore it's useless, isn't it? Absolutely useless. So therefore, yeah, if you're in a situation like we are right now, where we're sort of waiting for God to do stuff, well then, what do? I don't know, I can't tell you what to do. I really can't tell you. I mean, first of all, it'd be individual anyway. And what's going to work for one person won't necessarily work for another. Well, you look at Wigglesworth. I mention him time and time again because I know a bit about his situation. Yeah, he was alive in a time where it wasn't TV. Yeah. Locki, will you pack it up? So there wasn't TV, there wasn't the internet. But he was able to keep all that stuff that was there, like newspapers and radio, out. So it was just gone. Well, that was good. That was helpful. Yeah, you're focusing on God, you're focusing on biblical stuff all the time. So therefore, when you're pushed with a challenge, you already know all the answers because you focused on them through the whole of the time, haven't you? Yeah, before dinner, you spend some time reading the Bible, you spend some time in prayer. So you're used to prayer, you're used to Bible study, you're used to having the answers in your head. So when the tough times come, the answers are there. Right? That's a way to do it. But again, you've got to be willing to spend that time. Now, quite often it's the case you've got to be willing to spend the time in quiet, waiting on God. Just waiting on God until God gives you whatever it is He wants to give you. Just waiting on God until He does it. Yeah, that's the thing, isn't it? And how long you got to wait for it? Don't know. I wouldn't have the foggiest idea. But it's like this next revival, if we're going to have a revival, what's going to start that off? Something is going to start that off. What it is, we don't know. If we knew, we could probably start it off. But we don't know. We're not going to know until it's happened. Right? Generally speaking, that's the way it works. We won't know until it's happened. Then we go, oh, well, that's what we had to do. Okay, we just had to do that then. All right, there you go. I'm okay. How you doing? Yeah. That's the reality, isn't it? You just go, oh, right, okay. That's what we had to do. Yeah. Well, it's like at the filling station, we had someone come round and talk about the fact that they were asked, or invited or something. I think they were asked by God, they were told by God to go and minister to people in Elgin, in the town centre. And they tried, and nothing happened. Nobody was interested. People sort of took the mickey out of them a bit. And yeah, after that, they sort of went back and, okay, Rob, what do we do? Locki, leave it. Spit it out. Locki, move now. Locki, leave it now. Leave. Leave it. Dirty. Leave. Walk away. Dozy. So, yeah. They sort of went away and they were sort of, oh, don't really fancy this. Don't want to be doing this again. Gracie, come. And then God said, go back tomorrow. And they were like, Lord, come on. You know what happened? God said, go back tomorrow and start praising me. Start singing praise. And so they started doing that, and again, people were taking the mickey, they kept on doing it. Yeah, and they were despondent at times, but God kept on saying, keep on doing it. And then suddenly it clicked. Suddenly, things just fell into place. People started coming along and asking to be prayed for, and they had a fantastic time. Praying for people and blessing people and seeing God move. but they had to go out and do stuff. They had to go out and, first of all, go out in their strength, and then find out that no, that wasn't going to work. Then go out according to how God wanted them to do it, but they had to take a step of faith and hang out there for a bit until God caught them. So basically, you know that thing where you fall backwards into someone's arms? They were sort of doing that, but falling backwards incredibly slowly. It took about half a day. And then God just goes, there you go, okay, so push it back up again. There you go. There we go. All sorted. Let's start working now. Yeah. But what's the answer for a massive revival? I don't know. It could. There have been revivals that have happened just through people praying, people just seeking God, and people just waiting on God, and God basically testing people's resolve. Do you really want this? Let's see how much you want it. How much are you willing to give? What are you willing to do? Are you willing to spend 20 hours in prayer? And when the people do, suddenly, whoosh, God releases. Yeah. But what the answer is going to be, don't know. Let's say for excellence with regards to Christianity, no idea. As I say, because it is going to be individual, very much individual. It's going to be based upon, people's Christian DNA. People have got a Christian DNA. They've got a DNA in their human self. What are they good at? What do they excel at? Some people are fantastic at reading. They can just sit there and read a book. They love reading books. So for them, Bible study is brilliant. They love that. They're really, really good at that. Because naturally, they're great readers. They enjoy reading. Other people just don't really enjoy reading. So Bible study is a chore for them. They're not very good at it. So maybe the person who's not very good at it needs to do more of it, and that's going to be the key to them. And the people that are really good at that are really bad at something else, and they need to focus on what they're really bad at. And God wants them to do that's going to be the key for them. I don't know. I've no idea. Mr. Mouse? Mr. Mouse? Locki, stop jumping up, sweetheart. Okay. Come on, Micky. This way. Come on. Over here. This way, bub. And off they go. Except Mollie Collie. Is that as fast as you can go, Mollie Collie? Yeah, that's as fast as Mollie Collie can go, isn't it, bubs? Hey, that's okay, Mollie. You're still faster than me, ain't you, Mollie, eh? Your walking pace is still faster than mine, ain't it, bubs? Hey? You got 4 legs, ain't you, Mollie Collie? Hey, bubba girl. Hi. Well, it's not me. I mean, if I wanted to do incredibly well with regards to the gym, and I wanted to build up, then the answer would be get rid of the dogs. Because walking the dogs, bad idea. Too much cardio. I'm not really going to be putting on weight and putting on muscle if I'm doing too much cardio. Certainly I can't do legs as I would probably do if I was really going to be focused on building muscle. I can't do that. The reason is, obviously I can't walk the dogs if I'm doing legs, because if I'm really, really pushing legs to the point where it's out to walk, then not a good idea. If I'm going to be doing an hour's walk at night and an hour or so's walk during the day. Chewie, this way. So, in the end, I'm not interested in doing that. What I did today, I went to the gym today, did a tiny bit today. There's only a tiny bit I wanted to do, and that was to do shoulder press, just to see where I was on that, where the limit sort of was. And yeah, 40k either side. So that's fine, that's what I was aiming for. July, 40k either side, that's what I was aiming for. Because that means 80k in total, which is my body weight, so that's fine. Yep. Yep. That's okay, that's not too bad. Yeah, what I need to do is a bit more of that. So that by the end of July, when I'm 52, I can do more reps with that, which is good. But next week, I changed it for next week. I was going to do heavy, but I thought, well, actually, the idea is knowing where heavy is. That's the idea, knowing where heavy is. Yeah, where my heavy point is for now, and then work building on that now. So finding a way to increase the heavy. That's the point now. Ideally speaking, even with regards to the chest press on the cable crossover. Last week on Thursday probably, the heaviest I did was 59, but in the past I've done 68. So by the end of July, I'd like to get to at least maximum where I was before. At least 68k either side, if not slightly more. If I can get slightly more, that's good. Yeah, so I've got 4 weeks really to do that. So yeah, that's the aim. The aim is really to do 10 sets probably again, but that's increased the maximum compared to where I was at before on maximum. Because certainly with regards to cable crossover, that stuff, the maximum was for cable cross chest flat bench was about, or raised bench, about 55. So maximum, that was about 70%, so maximum was 59. Yeah. So I imagine maximum, I could have done more with maximum though, because even when I did 59, I was doing 7 reps. Maximum means really 2 to 4 reps. Micky, this way. Micky, come now. Micky, I said come now. Come on. We've got the same problem as we had yesterday. Micky's found something to eat. God knows what he's found to eat, but he's found something to eat. He found a bone yesterday and he wouldn't come. And I called him, so yeah. I'm going to do something. 1 second. I'm going to pause the video 1 sec. Right, here we go. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, certainly excellence with regards to Christianity. Part of it is getting to know who you are, getting to know the things you're not good at, getting to know the areas that you struggle at, and understanding that and being able to sort that out. I mean, I know recently, my level of patience, certainly in the car, has got worse. And taking the dogs for a walk has got worse, especially when I come across people that are downright bloody inconsiderate and out of order. There's a lot of that. I mean, in the car, the amount of times, like today, thankfully this cyclist was on the other side of the road, but as I was coming into the Stinky Woods area, there was a cyclist wearing all the cycling gear, all the part, racing bike, just coming along the road at about 5 miles an hour. And it's a 60-mile-an-hour road. And straight away that annoys me, because it's like, excuse me, you have that degree of arrogance about you. You know there's cars that are having to wait behind you until there's a chance to pass, because you're making no attempt at all, not even any attempt at all, of going the speed of the road. And you really couldn't care less. It's all about you, isn't it? Oh, that annoys me. Just annoys me. You have it so often. You look at cyclists, especially on roads like that. What have you got in your mouth now? Leave it, leave it, leave it, leave it, leave it, leave it, leave it. There's your bit of wood. Here you go. Here you go, you can have it. Here you go, there's a bit of wood. Just checking, you never know what they're trying to eat, but it's a bit of wood, so that's cool. Yeah, you see it all the time, especially on roads like this, where it's a 60-mile-an-hour road. And yeah, a lady in a sort of normal sort of lady's bike, she was sort of in her 50s. Again, just riding along a lovely sunny day. You're sort of thinking, excuse me? Excuse me, since when? Oh, God. These people. Self-centered. Selfish. Oh, I could just go on. Oh, the level of annoyance I get from these people is just, oh, bloody annoying. It's like, you go around down the road and you've got these drivers. 6-mile-an-hour road, they're going at 40. It's a 6-mile-an-hour road, you've got a car that can easily do 60. What are you doing driving at 40, you absolutely blithering idiots? Especially like they come to a bend and they slow down to about 40. Excuse me, you got a newer car than me. It's a small car. It can handle a bend with no problem at all. Either you're a terrible driver or you, again, completely selfish, completely couldn't care less about the people behind. Yeah, I know in some countries, such driving, you get a ticket for that, and rightly so. Rightly so. If you're driving that slow, then you're encouraging other drivers to try and get past you. And they get irate. You get road rage situations happening then. But you're encouraging it by doing that. It's like, what are you doing that for? If you've got something wrong with your car, get it fixed. Simple, get it fixed. Yeah, but a lot of people, because they've got new cars. You see, they don't want to damage their new car. They want to be careful with their new car. Then don't bring your new car out. Don't go and get a new car. Get an old thing. It's an old car. Who cares? You know? It's just that. It's like, when I take dogs for a walk, and other people have the same thing. You show consideration to others by keeping your dogs over here. Knowing that, okay, they can go. But you've seen it on videos. The times when people do take another path, I'm grateful for that. And I do say as I'm walking on, well, thank you. That was a lovely thing for that person to do. It's when they don't do that, you think, oh, for goodness sake, what? You're coming straight through. I've got to try and control this lot. You've got one dog and you're coming straight through. You've got a far easier situation to control. If you just went over there and let me go through, job done, easy sorted. But no, you've got to come right through because it's all about you, isn't it? Oh. It just gets on my nerves, it really does. All this selfish crap. The self-centered BS that goes on. It's like, oh, for goodness sake. I just have no patience with it. I get ratty with it. I do. I need to know why. I don't know why. So I'm asking God why it annoys me so much. But it does. That's the reality. It just annoys me. It gets on my nerves. Why? I don't know. It just does. And why it does more now than it has done in the past, I don't know. Is it because of, the sort of stuff we've been mucked around with regards to COVID? I know how that's affecting people, and so when I see selfishness, it's like, oh, for goodness sake. There are people going through a lot of stuff. We need to be a bit more considerate towards others, really. Well, I mean, what annoys me about it the most, I suppose, from my point of view, is that I try and show consideration, but when I come across people that aren't considerate, I am tempted to stop being considerate. I certainly think, well, certainly when I come across that person again, I'm not going to be considerate. But then that's me, now wanting to be a worse person because of that person. So it's like, well, that's just blinking annoying. You know, I don't like that in any way, shape or form. But that's what happens, isn't it? You know, not good. So, yeah, I need to understand why that happens and... Well, it's like, you know, earlier, going to the Stinky Woods, going on the road, and what happens quite often, and it's so annoying, you're behind the car, 40 mile an hour zone, that car suddenly starts to slow, then just before it turns, it indicates. It's like, you blithering idiot. If you were taking a driving test now, you would have failed. Signal, manoeuvre. You're slowing down, you've already started manoeuvring before you make the signal. You're supposed to let me know what you're intending to do before you do it. But they don't. No, they just are. And then they're making a turn, and it's a wide thinking junction entrance, and they slow down to 5 miles an hour. It's like, again, what are you doing? It's an open entrance, really. You know, you can easily do that 25, 30, 25, 20. Easy to do that at 20, come on. You were slowing down to 5, I'm behind you, I've got to slow down to 5 now. What are you doing? Don't need to come in at that speed. Right, come this way, here, this way, come on, over here. You don't need to slow down to anywhere near that speed. But they do. And as I'm driving, in my head is, they're doing it on purpose. They are. They know this annoys me. Well, of course they don't. How do they know that? Yeah. Here's one it isn't. Yep. Well, there's one bit of road. I think when I was coming back from the Stinky Woods, there's one car I come up. It's a slightly newer car than the Mercedes. 57, I think it was. Again, doing 40. Thankfully, I was able to overtake it fairly quickly. But then I got to a bend, and I was still looking for that car to come round. It didn't come round. They were just moseying along. It's a 60 mile an hour road, you blithering idiot. Again, if you were in a test, you would have failed the test. Because it's a 60 mile an hour road and you weren't even trying to go at the speed of the road. That road speed is there. It's not a minimum. No, it's not a minimum. It is a maximum, but generally speaking, if your car can do it and you're a competent driver, you should be driving at the maximum. You should be driving at least near to that, because then you're not encouraging other drivers behind you to try and pass you. Because some people are going to get impatient and they're going to make riskier movements, and you don't want that. But certainly the people coming towards you don't want that. The people behind you don't want that. You're causing that. Because you're simply wanting a nice little mosey along. So it's like, you want that, just drive around town at 30. You want to drive at 30, drive around town at 30. But what they do is, these people, they drive on the 60 mile an hour zone at 40. When they get to 40 mile an hour zone, they drop down to about 25. It's like, what are you doing? Are you constantly wanting to be under the speed limit by that much? What is it with you? Oh. Yeah, they're in a little world of their own, aren't they? You know, it's just annoying. It's just, it's part of the stupidity of it, really. You know, it's like trying to work out what's going through this person's head. Okay, they might not want to go 60, but in the 60 mile an hour zone they're doing about 40, 45. When they come to the 40 mile an hour zone before the 30, you know, but then they're doing 25. 30 maybe. And when they get to the 30, they drop down to 20. What are you doing? Yeah, is your car speedometer that wrong? It's telling you that you're going 15 miles an hour quicker than what you are. Or say, what percentage would it be? About 20% quicker than what you're actually going. So you're sitting in your car thinking you're going 60 when you're only going 40, 45. That could be happening. It could be. Yeah. Well, my Civic does tell me that I'm going, when I'm going at 33, I'm only going 30. So that's about 10%. Yeah. So there must be cars that are doing more than that. But again, then you can't really blame the people, can you? You know, the cars have gone for an MOT. If the MOT doesn't point that out and say it's a problem, well then why would you fix it? Why would you pay for your car to be fixed in that way? You know. As I say, look, the people aren't necessarily out of order for doing that. You know, my issue about it is, why do I get so annoyed about it? I don't understand that really. I mean, even cyclists. You know, I mean, cyclists around town on normal roads, I get, you know, on a 30-mile-an-hour road, if you're trying to do 30, you know, trying to do 20, that's not too bad. Yeah, you're a bit slower behind them, but it's only a bit slower. That's not too bad at all, is it really? But when they're doing that on a 60-mile-an-hour road, it makes it quite a difference. You notice it quite a bit more. You know, if you, yeah. Yeah. Anyway, yeah. There's been a lot of waiting. I think a lot of waiting doesn't help. When you're waiting. Yeah, it doesn't help in any way, shape or form. It means you get your patience does become a bit thin at times. It's not an excuse, but it is what it is. That is something I do understand as being part of the reason, but that's not it. No, there's more to it than that, obviously. So I need to understand the rest of it, really. What's going on to Micky? He's dancing around a bit. He is indeed. What's going on with you, mate? What are you doing, Micky? You alright, mate? No idea what's going on with you. Micky, this way. Come, bud. He's going to look weird. Oh dear. So anyway, yeah, so with gym, I start again tomorrow. Yeah, with downstairs and upstairs. I've got no idea what I'm doing tomorrow. No idea at all. It'll probably be more of the same of what I've been doing, but exactly what I'll be doing, I don't know. I have no idea at all. Something, then something else, but exactly what. Yeah, probably 10 sets, but again, how I'm going to do the 10 sets, I don't know. I'll probably just decide when I get there. Yeah, I'm going to do something different to what I've done before, but I'm not really sure what, though, really. Don't know. But I'll figure it out when I get there. Yeah. Well, because the problem is, yeah, I've sort of booked the whole week. So the thing of it is that maybe I don't need to do the whole week. Really. Maybe not. No. I don't think I probably do. Well, because it'd be better if I have a rest. Yeah, do one day, do Monday, rest Tuesday, do Wednesday, rest Thursday, do Friday. Yeah, then rest the weekend, sort of thing. That makes more sense. The problem is, can I do enough in that way? We'll just do Monday, Tuesday, rest Wednesday, do Thursday, Friday, rest the weekend. Maybe, I don't know, something like that. Yeah, something like that, yeah. I suppose. Yeah, someone just cancel Wednesdays. Because really, I've got downstairs, upstairs every day at the same time, so cancelling Wednesdays is not going to be too big an issue. Really. They all seem to be over there. Well, Micky's there now. Okay. Yeah. Who's that with the orange collar? There's an orange collar. Oh, there's Gracie. I thought Gracie had a red collar. It's a bit orange. You alright, Grace? How you doing, Bubs? Hey, Gracie, Grace. How you doing? Lovely. How are you, Bubs? My Collie. Hello. Was you behind again? Yeah, there's Chewie. There's Covie. There's Riley. Locki is way ahead. There's Peoples. Okay, where are they going? Let's see where these Peoples are going. And they walked forward, then they stopped. What are you doing? Trying to keep an eye on these people because, of course, we've got Gracie. Oh, where are they going? Where are they going? They seem to be walking in a diagonal. So they're not coming here. They seem to be going over towards where the traffic lights are over there. But again, they stopped again. Weird. Stop, start, stop, start, stop, start, stop, start, stop, start, stop, start. Okay. Yeah, it takes you a while to get where you're going if you walk like that. Really? Yeah. Anyway, I'm tired. I want to go home. I'm tired and I want to go to bed. That's only a song you can sing when you've had a drink. Yeah. Ah, that's an old song, that is. That's a song people used to sing when they come out the pub. But, yeah. Not me, I was never really a pub person. Never really keen on pubs. Not really, no. There's more the point of alcohol. Yeah, when you're drinking, you're more likely to do something that you wouldn't normally do when you were sober. So I think we fancy the idea of that. I used to go to nightclubs years ago, when I was in my late 20s, early 30s. Just had pineapple and lemonade. Yeah, that was my drink. Pineapple and lemonade, because that way it quenched the thirst, but I never got drunk. So that sort of did the job. Yeah. Tasted nice as well. Because I like pineapple. Pineapple is very nice. Yeah, fairly cheap drink. You can get drunk. Yeah, so yeah. Have a pint of that. That's quite good. Yeah. Well, because I used to go. As I've said before in videos. I used to go to nightclubs, I used to take a spare shirt and have that sort of tucked away somewhere. Yeah, because you go to these places, you get down on the boogie and you end up getting quite sweaty. So, aye, spare shirt is a good idea. Locki, this way. Good bub, come on, this way. There's a good girl. So yeah, that was then. This is now. I wouldn't do that now. Yeah, I've been knackered. Take a spare shirt. No, take a bed, a duvet and a pillow with me. so I can have a kip halfway through. Gracie, leave, come. Yeah, that's what I do now if I went to a nightclub. Yeah, it has to be joined to a hotel so I could book a room. Yeah, about an hour in, right, that's it, I'm going to bed. Yep, there you go. That'd be how it'd go, wouldn't it? Eh? That's how I'd roll now. Yeah. Not exactly a high roller anymore. Wasn't really then, but I'm certainly not now. Come on, this way. Gracie. Mollie, come. Covie, come. Where's Mollie Collie? Mollie Collie! Mollie Collie! Mollie Collie! Here she is. There's my Mollie Collie. Hello, Mollie Collie. Love. You step down, young lady. Stop jumping up. Locki locks. Hello, Grace. Little graceful. How you doing, graceful? That's not graceful, baby. You doing good? Yeah? Good girl, graceful. On a bubble girl. Micky, come. Micky, leave it. Leave it. Good boy. Good boy, Mr. Mouse. Good boy, Mousy. Right, should we do your collar? Come here. Do your collar, babes. Good girl. You figured that out nice and quickly, won't you? Hey, I'll say let's do your collar. Good girl. You collar as well, mate. Come on, little lady. Micky Moo, you collar. My cry. Chewie. Chewie, come. You collar. Mollie Collie, come here, do your collar. Get your head in, Nutter. There you go. We've just got Covie and Smiley Riley. Yeah. Covie and the Smiley Riley. Smiley Riley here. Come here. Leave all the rubbish. Smiley Riley, come here. You collar. Head up. You collar, babes. Covie, come. Locki, come. Now. Covie, come. Come, Coves. Here you come. Come. Come, Mollie. Come on, Locks. Covie. Covie, Gracie. Grace, come. Covie. Locki, come. Come here. I did turn your collar off, but it's come on again. Covie, come. Covie. In you go. Jump in. Coves, in. Come here, Coves. Give me your collar. Turn it off. Right, stay there. Who else? Who else? Riley. Come on, Smiley Riley. In you go. You're the last one to get in here. Come on. Riley, get in the car. Don't go round the back of me, you nutter. Come on, Chewie. Get you in this side. Chewie in. In you go. Mr. Mouse. Mr. Mouse. In you get now. Go. Get in there. He's a good boy. Get your towel in. Good bubba. Yeah. Well, put it this way, if I get any answers as to why I get so annoyed by the things I get annoyed about, I'll let you know. Yes, if God tells me, I'll let you know. If I get any answers as how to be an exceptional Christian, I'll let you know. Yeah. Having questions is quite normal. And wanting to do better is normal. Wanting to learn. Certainly being a Christian, that's what it's all about. Really, it's not about being perfect. It's not about having all the answers. Yeah, it's about wanting all the answers. That's a fair point. It's about wanting all the answers. It's not about having them. If you already had them, then really the journey would be over, wouldn't it? Yeah. There'd be no purpose for a journey because the journey would be finished and completed if you already had all the answers. Yeah. we've got a lot of answers to seek and to find. And as I say, what's going to start this next big revival off? If there's going to be one, what's going to start it off? But again, we don't know yet. We won't probably know until after the event. No. Quite likely we won't know. No. Although somebody may be told, a prophet may be told. And there will be prophets. Problem is, at the moment, there's a lot of false prophets. So, yeah. Well, because now there's no consequences to it, isn't there? There was a time when false prophets were stoned. That pretty much encouraged people not to prophesy unless they were absolutely certain God was giving them something to prophesy, which was a good thing. Wasn't necessarily good that people were being stoned, but the consequences of being a fake prophet were there, and you didn't really have many fake prophets then. People were very, very careful not to say anything that could be construed as a prophecy unless they were absolutely sure that God was giving something to be given. Whereas nowadays, there's 100 to the dozen people coming out with, "Oh, God said." Really? When? No. Sorry. Did God really say? Well, let's test that, shall we? Let's see what happens. That's why things like Nostradamus is complete rubbish. Because, Nostradamus said something, hundreds of years ago, something that was happening in hundreds of years' time. There was never going to be any accountability for him in his lifetime, was there, really? Because he was talking about events that would happen in hundreds of years to come. So therefore, there was no way of actually checking and verifying that he was actually an accurate prophet, was there? Not during his life. And so, I think it is certainly a case where part of the reason why the higher levels of irritation is because of this, worsening mental health during COVID. I think most people's mental health has got worse, including mine. I think also one thing about mine is, I've got Micky came back, then Locki came back, then Gracie came. So that's 3 dogs that weren't planned and are part of my family. And space is very much a premium. And it's now going to start to be a problem. More so than it was before. Certainly, Lucy is a bit grumpy if she doesn't have her own space or if a dog gets into her space. So, of course, with the 9, then with Jacob and Teri, making 11 in there, that's going to be problematic. Now, that's a bit concerning, to say the least. As I say, had Micky not come back, had Locki stayed where she was, and had Gracie not needed a new home, there would have been 3 less. And that would have been a bit more manageable. But, I don't regret having Micky or Locki or Gracie. But it's just a case that it's sort of... I wasn't supposed to have 11 at any point in time. I was supposed to finally have 10, but that would be in about 6 years' time. To have 10. So that would be not long around about the time when Chewie, Mollie, Lucy would be passing. So that number would be reduced very, very quickly. It wasn't supposed to be 12 or 13. That wasn't supposed to be the situation. But now, Yeah, in the end. Yeah. We should see what happens. Definitely. Well, certainly that is a concern. Now that is something which, I've been aware of for a while. Yeah. Well, the place that I'm in has bugged me from day one. I haven't liked it. I've not liked it in any way, shape or form from day one. It's too small. It's been too small from day one. Even before I got Mollie, even before I got Chewie, even before I got Lucy. It was too small. It was just the location wasn't good, the lack of a proper garden wasn't good, the lack of a front door wasn't good. The height of the place, the size of the kitchen and the bathroom and the lounge, bedroom was just too small. Certainly I knew when I first moved in, if I'm going to be here for a couple of years, it's going to become full of stuff in no time at all, and it's going to become even smaller. Because it's certainly over the years it's not going to get bigger, it's only going to get smaller. And of course it's got smaller as I've added greater numbers to the living, breathing creatures in there. So, yeah, it's what it is. Yeah. And also I look forward to after the end of July when I can really look at the training thing and what the next goal is going to be, because being tired hasn't helped with regards to mental state. When I'm tired it doesn't help really, and there's been a lot of tiredness recently through the training and walking the dogs. So it's about 2.5 hours a day walking the dogs, 2 hours of training a day as well. There's a lot of exercise. Absolutely knackered most of the days. So obviously, level of patience comes right the way down when you're tired. There's a lot of things playing a part right now. Well, that's why I did the video about labour pains, because labour pains is very, very relevant as well, certainly from a spiritual point of view. And labour pains means you're going to be a lot more irritable. So, So there you go. That's what I know so far about that. So I was walking around saying I don't know why. Yeah, I sort of do. There's a lot of stuff I do know about why. It may not be complete. There may be other stuff I don't know, but there's certainly stuff I do know about that. There you go. You take care, God bless, and I will speak to you soon. Bye bye.